In this video I'm gonna show you how to support all screen sizes in Jetpack Compose. And as you can see now, the design looks exactly the same on all of these screen sizes, starting with this tablet, going to this Pixel phone, this one which is a smaller one, and the smallest one we have here. But not only that, I'm only gonna show you how to support the split mode. So if we just go here and click on split screen, let's choose another app. As you can see, the application is still interactive and the user can still work with our application in split mode. Even if we make this smaller, as you can see, the application is still interactive. If you have not watched my video when I built this screen, you can either watch it and build it by yourself, or you can download this project from my GitHub repository, and the link is in the description. If you get the project from GitHub, then make sure to switch to the screen design branch, because here I have the design in this branch. Now click on force checkout. And before we start, I want to make some adjustment on the design, and let's open the login screen file. So scroll down to the top section and we want to change this ratio to 0.5. And one more thing is we want to just put it in a new composable function so the project gets cleaner. So this box and this value, let's extract that in a new function. And I'm gonna name this create account section. Now we can just start by adding this dependency from Material 3 Design. And this library will help us to determine the screen type. So in Android phones, there are compact, medium, and expanded screen sizes. And this library will calculate that for us and give us the screen type. So the main idea behind this method is to detect the screen type and to provide the appropriate dimensions for the specific screen. So if we go back to the design, you can see that we are passing some fixed values here, like this one and this one, for example. Well, we don't want to do that anymore because we want to provide these values depending on the screen type. So if we have expanded screen size, we want to pass more than just 36. But if we have, for example, compact medium screen size like the Pixel 2, we want to pass less than 36. And to be able to do that, we want to create a new data class to hold these padding and sizes values. So inside the UI here, inside the theme, let's create that and call this diamonds. And this is going to be a data class. Now I'm just gonna paste, and as you can see, these are the values that we're gonna change for each screen type. Now we're going to create different objects from this class, and each one of them is going to have the sizes and padding values for a specific screen type. And for that, I'm just gonna copy and paste, and you can of course copy those from my repository. Here, as you can see, for the compact type, in the compact type there are actually 3 types. So we have compact small, like the smallest device you saw previously, and the compact medium type, which is the Pixel 2, for example. And we have the standard compact, which is like the Pixel 6. Then we have a medium and expanded types. Those are just tablets, but different sizes. So the expanded here is the largest one. Now for these values that I pass here, the compact one is the same one that we have now. Now same thing we did in the diamonds file, we want to go to typography file and do the same thing. We want to provide different styling for our different screen sizes, and for that I'm also gonna copy and paste. Okay, so as you can see, just the same exact thing we did there in the diamonds file, we do it here. So we have different styling, different typographies for each screen type, and the next step is to find the screen type and to provide one of these objects from the typographies. Same thing from the diamonds, we want to just find the screen type and pick one of these objects depending on their screen size. Now let's go to theme to do that logic. Let me just remove this. Now we want to start by creating typography and diamonds objects. We're gonna give them default values, then we're gonna write some logic to find which one should we provide. So let's start that. Now to calculate the window size or the screen size, we can say window, and we can use calculate window size class, which comes from the library that we added from Material 3 Design. Now we want to pass the activity here, and we're gonna get it from this function. We can say activity, which is an activity, and I'm gonna assign a default value. So to get an activity in Compose, we can use the local context.current and we can cache that to the main activity. Now we can go down here. We need to add an annotation. Let's add that. And one more thing we want is the configuration. So let's say local configuration dot current. So this one is going to give us information about our screen. And let's give it compact typography by default. And also app diamonds object that we will provide, and let's give it compact diamonds by default. Now we want to write a logic that will find or will provide these values. In here we can say window dot width size class. So we want to find that depending on the width. Now we can say window width size class dot compact, the first type we have. Now as we said, this type had three different potentials. The first one, the compact small size. So if we want to use the config object, we want to get the screen width, and if it's between 0 and 360, then we know we have a small screen size. And here we can change our app diamonds objects to compact small diamonds. Same thing for the typography. If it's between 361 and 600, then this would be compact medium, like the Pixel 2 for example. Here we want to change the app diamonds to compact medium diamonds and typography to compact medium typography. Else than that, then we just know that we have a compact screen size like the Pixel 6. So let's change also those to compact diamonds and the typography to compact typography. Now for the second screen type we have is the medium one. Not this, but this. And here we're just gonna change the app diamonds to medium, and same thing for the typography. And else than that, then we know that we have an expanded screen size, and here we're gonna pass expanded diamonds and expanded typography. Okay, cool. Now we can pass typography here, but we did not provide the app diamonds yet. And to do so, we need to use the composition local in Jetpack Compose. So to do that, let's actually go and create a new file here. And let's call this app URLs. And this is gonna be a composable function. And we're gonna pass the app diamonds here. Now we wanna remember this from recompositions. So we can say app diamonds, remember, and we can pass the diamonds. Now to provide this, as you said, we're going to use composition local, and this is used when you expect your value to be accessed from many composable functions. So you can use composition local in this case. So basically you have an object and you provide that object in the composition local composable function. We're gonna see that. So let's first create the app diamonds we wanna provide. We can say local app diamonds composition local of. And here we need to pass a default value, so we pass compact diamonds. And here we can say composition local provider. Now here we will provide this one with this one. Sorry, this one with this one. So we can say local app diamonds provides app diamonds. And inside here we want to pass our material 3 composable function. So let's get it in here, which is a composable function. And don't return anything, we can call that in here. And now we get back to the theme. We can just wrap this material theme with our app URLs. And then here we pass the app diamond, then we just pass the material theme inside this app URLs. And one more thing I want to do here is to access this app diamonds by using the material theme. Now if we want to access these app diamonds, we need to call local appdiamonds.current. Then as you can see, we have access to all of these values, but we don't want to do that. We just want to access it by the material theme, and for that we're going to create an extension value here and call this diamonds. We can get this composable like this, and we can say local appdiamonds.current. And that's already it for the setup. Now we simply can go to the login screen and replace these static values. So let's start doing that. But before I do that, let me actually launch the two apps and show you that the design is not gonna look the same on them. I'm gonna launch on Pixel 6 and in Pixel 2. Okay, so as you can see on the Pixel 6, the screen looks very good. This section that don't have account create now is not visible because the Pixel 2 here has a smaller screen, and we did not consider that when we passed these static values. So now what we can do again is to replace these by the one we added inside the diamonds. Now instead of 36 here, we could pass material theme.diamonds, and this is medium 2. And here we can pass material theme.diamonds. I'm gonna copy this part because we're gonna write it over and over again now. And we wanna pass medium 1. Now let's go to the top section here that shows the shape with the text and logo. And inside here we can actually change this top padding to material theme.large. For the width, we're not gonna change that. I'm okay with the width. And for the size, we wanna change it to logo size. Now that's it for the top section. Let's go up here and let's also go to the login section and let's see what we need to change here. So we need to change this one to small 3. We have this one up here. We wanna change it to small 2, sorry. Now let's see what we have also. We have this social media section. So here what we have is nothing, I guess. No, we actually need to change this. Small 3. And for the last section, this one, do we have anything in here? Yes, we have this font size. We want to change it to material theme dot typography dot label medium dot font size, and we want to copy it and put it down here. Now let's see the files we have. We also want to change the social media login here. We have a fixed height here. We want to change it to material theme diamonds dot button height, and we also have another button in the login screen. I think we have it. Let me search about that button. Yeah, so in the login section we have this fixed height for the button. We want to change that to material theme button height. Now hopefully we have not forgot anything, but let's actually launch the app now on the two devices, Pixel 2 and Pixel 6, and see the difference now. Okay, now as you can see, it doesn't look as we expect yet. So it appeared but not what we expect. So to fix that, we can simply go to the diamonds file, and now we can adjust on the compact medium size here. So as you can see, we did not change the button height. So let's actually override that from here. By default, it's set to 40 dB. We can change that to 35, for example. So let's also, for example, change this medium 1 to 22, this medium 2 to 30 to 28. And now let's launch the app. By the way, this will only affect the Pixel 2 device because the Pixel 2 here is a compact medium diamonds. So this will only affect this device. And as you can see now, it looks even better. And yeah, so you can actually keep adjusting these values until the design fit really cool. And now let's actually set the fraction in the top section to 64 again. I changed it to 0.5 because I wanted the issue to occur. But now let's just put it 46 again. Now let's launch the app on the smallest screen device to see how that looks like. And as you can see, this also looks as we expect. And one thing I want to highlight here is that not all screens actually require to do all of this setup, because in some screens you don't actually need to pass fixed values. You would just use the column and rows properties, also box properties, to just make your design look good. But the approach that I showed you today to provide different padding values depending on the screen size. Moving to the next section in this video, which is the landscape and portrait mode. I'm going to show you how to support that as well. So to do so, we can go to the app URLs here, and we can create a helper value that will determine what is the orientation of our screen. So we can say screen orientation. And we can use local configuration, current, and we can say orientation. We can do that here like that. For that, we want to create a get, and we provide that in here, but we want to add the composable annotation. Now let's go to our screen, and here we can simply check the screen orientation equals to configuration dot orientation portrait then we just can actually extract this in a new function. And let's call this portrait login screen. We can actually put that into here. And else than that, we can create another design for the landscape mode. Now for me, I'm gonna copy this column here, and I'm going to call the login section and the social media section, just to show you that. And I'm gonna extract this in a function and call it landscape login design or login screen. Now let's launch the application on the Pixel 6 and let's rotate the device. And as you can see, here's the design and it looks really good, but what we can also make is to add vertical arrangement here to the center. Now this will look even better. Let's see that. Let's rotate this and let's click on here. And here you go, as you can see, now you can also add spacing here between this login button and this text. And this now supports the landscape mode. Just see the portrait mode and everything works. Now the last section for this video is the split mode. So if we click here, not here. So let's actually click on the split screen mode. And now let's choose another app. As you can see, now this showed the landscape mode, but if we make this bigger, it will show the portrait mode, but it doesn't look as we expect. So the best way for me to support the split mode is to make the screen scrollable. So let's do that. First of all, I'm gonna call the portrait login screen in both cases. And in the portrait login screen, we wanna make this scrollable. We wanna add vertical scroll and remember scroll state. Now, if we preview the app, we won't get the expected result, and that is because we use fraction in the top section and in the bottom section, the text that shows at the bottom. Let me show you that to demonstrate it. We don't have any spacing here anymore between this text and the social media. And if we launch it on a small screen device like the Pixel 2 here, that the shape here is got bigger, and now we need to scroll down in order to see this. Now again, we can fix that by changing the fraction value into a static value. Let's start with the top section. Let's go to the top section and change the fraction we have in there. So instead of this fraction, we're gonna calculate it by getting the height and divide it. So let's do that. So height or screen height equals local configuration dot current. We can get the height, and now we can pass a fixed height here instead of this fraction. So we can pass screen height, divide by 2.12, and we get dB out of that. And we also want to change the padding here because this won't work with this padding. We also want to depend on the screen height. So yeah, let's do that. Screen height, we divide that by 9. And now what also we want to change is the fraction in the bottom section. Let's go to there. So here we don't want to have this anymore. We can delete this entire box actually, and we can now add a modifier here. We want to align it horizontally. We can't do that because we want to just make this a column scope, and now we can align this horizontally. In here we can take this out of there, we put it in this column, but now to push it to the bottom, we can say spacer modifier dot weight 0.8f. So until now, this section is pushed to the bottom, and to create a little bit of spacing between the bottom and this view, we can say another spacer here, and we can give weight of 0.3f. Now our screen would be scrollable in the split mode. Let's actually see what we have here. Let's delete this and let's launch it on the Pixel 6 device. And here you go, now it looks perfect here. Same thing with the Pixel 2 device. Now let me just put this in the split mode and choose this. As you can see, the logo here looks in the middle, and that's why we changed the fixed value in the top section. And same thing here. So as you can see, we can actually scroll and the user can interact with this even in the split mode screen. Okay guys, so that was all for this video. I hope you liked this one. If you did, then make sure to subscribe to my channel and I really appreciate that. And also don't forget to follow me on my Instagram page. The link is in the description. Again, thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a great day. Catch you in the next video.